this is much easier to read two things at once too, right? So we can just check the list. And we can also see how it's supposed to be laid out there. So R1 is 1K. And it's so cute that it says regardless of the polarity. By screen printing layer. Oh. So, one thing I want to know. So they have put R on the potentiometers too, which is like normal, right? But do they have the same value? No. We have two 50Ks and 100K. So we need to know this. So let's just check all of the values first. And let's get some tin. And since I drink water, I don't have to go to the other room to get some moisture on this. Kind of funny. I've been pouring kind of a lot of water on this now and it still hasn't dripped anything. There. So, let's look at these. So, I'm like, where is it? Yeah, the blue ones. Let's skip reading them and just measure them instead. I still wouldn't feel confident on what on earth the color was on the image. So let's just get rid of these. So you can still see it in the image, right? So ohms. So let's just measure one of these. So 5K, and let's check how many 5Ks we're supposed to have. So 5.1K. Yes, 5.022 there. 3, 5, and 6. So 3, 5, and 6 are these.
VR Mechatronics says, "Hello." Translated
Hello.
from Malay. How is going?
Hey, I'm good. You? Let's see here. So we just got this in the mail, and it seems too big from what I was thinking, but we'll see. So I don't want to solder up in the air, and this height is kind of long, so it's kind of high, and it's even like this high up here. So 5K, and we had 2 more. So one of this is supposed to be 1K then. So we could actually like just connect both and check one at a time. This is 322 ohms. So let's check the list. 330. So this is R4. So R4 there. And then we have supposed to be 1K, right? About. So 1K goes in R1 and R1 is right there. So let's look at the board. Now we already know where it's supposed to go. Over there. So let's just put it here. There. And R4. Let's see what the others are. So R6. And here we have 3 and 5. 3, 5, 6, 5. And 4 is 330. So this is the 331. So I usually just use a crocodile clamp on legs, like this, to hold the board. So this is the normal height, kind of close to the table, just a few centimeters off. And it can almost go underneath this one. So it's like this height, the clamp. So we'll see how it goes. I'll have to test the new thing. I think I have 3 of these or whatever. So, well, why not do these 2? Should I put the other normal resistors too? I think they're the flattest components. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little tired today. Doing a little relaxed stream. I'm not doing Advent of Cyber today. So relaxing. Just playtime. Yeah, so my 16-year-old told me he was feeling a bit tired and like off. So maybe it's like a cold or something we have too. So
How you think is an endoscope worth to order? Web link.
let's check it out. Oh my, that's kind of much. I don't know. What would you use it for? I wouldn't really have a use for one of those. I mean, let's say that you had like clogged pipes and you wanted to check it out. Then you'd probably still want someone to fix it, so you could ask them just to check it out and fix it. And it would probably be cheaper, I don't know. If you have all the things yourself to do all the things, then you have to spend a lot of money. So let's just solder the resistors.
I wanted to see what the ceiling looked like.
Oh, okay. But couldn't you probably borrow one? There's also places where you can rent tools. So it says also cable length 1 meter. So I think there's probably much cheaper ones if you want something like that. That's industrial, right? It says industrial. So if you just check for endoscope without even getting my keyboard from over there. So you can use something to connect to your phone for 78 Swedish crowns, $7. I'd go for that one. So you can see all of the ones here are much cheaper than the one you had. You can even sort on, I usually sort on free shipping and then price.
I need to design different VR mounting frames for different ceiling types.
Okay. Yeah, but if it's just something you're going to use a bit quickly, of course you check the length then, that it's like 1 meter. Here it says 5 meters, and it's $44. Free shipping over 100, so you still have to buy more to get free shipping though, but... Yeah, if you're just gonna check the ceiling once, and maybe another time once, you don't pay 2,500 Swedish crowns. $250 for that. That's too much. Something like this, you could do it. Or just put your phone up in the roof.
6 millimeters.
Yeah, I know that you like high-tech stuff. So I would go for, if I'm not gonna use it a lot, then it's cheap stuff. If you're gonna use it every day, then can you buy something with more quality? Though I drive my car every day and I bought it for less than that thing. Well, not less than that thing, actually. I was calculating wrong, so I bought it for $2,000, my car. And then I had to fix some stuff before it worked good, of course, but... Right, I was going to check devices, but I didn't have to. So, we did this last stream, like listing projects. Let's just have that up. That's what it looks like. It looks tinier, I think. And here we can see the different sizes
if the
there.
VR is successful, I will use 5 endoscopes a day for clients.
Okay. But do you have in your budget to get that at once before you started? I know you talked about you had some prototype, right? Have you checked, is there a market? Do people want to get it? That would be great, of course, for your business. So, let's try and use this thing now. That's the whole purpose, right? We want the underside up. There. And this side we want to pull tight. There. And then we want to push a bit more before we tighten it. Tighten it here first. And this hurts my shoulder. And this is plastic screws. I don't get that really, because they're like fewing. So, and this is, so compare this to just holding the board with this. It wouldn't have been as stable. So this is kind of stable now. Really stable. This would have been like bending if I pushed too much. But I could have had 2 or 3. So this is the test. Let's start the soldering iron. I'm not finished fully, but still. Get some stuff out of the way. Yeah, also in my desk drawer I had this. This is like Skyliner parts. that fell. My kids had off broke them. This was not yesterday, let me tell you that, and I had it in my desk.
I guarantee 20 years life human body more with my product, otherwise return money.
But it only works if you request the money back yourself, otherwise it wouldn't work, right? So, if you die, you can get your money back. Sorry for laughing. So, this was, by the way, the real bad one. This didn't work at all. When looking into these, I could see like 1 centimeter. So, let's move these new thingies. So these two belong to this one, which is a full ESP with a screen. Do that. I guarantee you. Da 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 da. So yeah, I don't like when this feels like it's falling over. So and these actually have a place. Let's see. Got a bag with more of them here. So these are not exactly the same. I think they're might be. Yeah, they're the same. I'm just using these kind of often, so I got another cheap $1 10 pack or something. Useful stuff. So the screws for the box. We don't want to lose those. Let's actually put them in the bag. There. So these go over here. Then of course the ship is lost. We might want to put this one earlier. Last time yeah, I should remember turning it off or it will beep. So my kid's knocking on the door. Just a sec.
4 raiders from Producer Wolf have joined. FixerBot says,
"Welcome Raiders. Producer Wolf brought 4 friends to the party. Go give them a follow."
So my kid wants food. Thank you for the raid, Producer Wolf. So I'm leaving when you read. That's very unpolite. I'm sorry. Thank you for the raid. So I did a bit of unboxing and we got this tiny little function generator. Kind of cute box, right? So and I'm tired today, so I'm like I don't have the energy to do Advent of Cyber or anything advanced. Let's just play with some Legos, right? Some soldering, in other words. So also testing this that got it arrived in the mail. I usually use these kind of things, but this is a bit sturdy. I actually feel it's sturdy here now. So
backup operator Sam file backup thingy testing it for Cyber Heaven CDF.
Ah, okay, cool, yeah.
Try hard.
Yeah, so let's see. Those are late, like after soldering, right? So let's just get the pots and these.
Says, a businessman lays on his deathbed and asks his son if he wants to buy a watch. XDDDD.
Yeah, then you're like too addicted to sales, right? So here's another screw. Let's put it there too. So I'm thinking we put this on after the resistors that are already on the board here. Then we put these on, the ceramic caps. Let's see if we can see them there. And then we put the normal electrolytic caps. I don't know if I would say normal there. And so on. So let's see if we can like look at this now and get some focus too. Right.
Producer Wolf says.
There we can see.
Translated from Uzbek.
So, will I like melt the plastic here now? Or actually, maybe we should have it more like this. I can move this. Because I want to be able to access this here. There, let's get rid of the paper. So this is 340 degrees. Did I set it to a lower temperature? Yeah, I think I did to test the solder if it would melt. Good. Now when I like fixed my tip a bit, the insides of it, the outside is still crappy. And I actually got a message back from the company that sells them that, oh, you just make a reseller account. I'm like, yeah, I did that before I asked you. So I was asking about specific stuff. Right, I don't move that because then I have to refocus and stuff, right? So
VR Mechatronics says. So if nobody want return money, that mean all are happy and satisfied.
So the problem with the soldering tip with the company, Wellerman, that they didn't have any. You couldn't ship stuff to Sweden, so I could ship to Belgium and some other places, and they're in Europe. So I was like, what do I do to get this? Okay, let's see how it looks like now. The tip. Oh, the outside look kinda. Though you will notice that it doesn't get solder all over the place. I mean, in a bad way. It's not good. So this is so high now. So it's. I have to measure. And let's see. How high do I have to hold this? So it's like 13 centimeter up. And instead of leaning my arm against the table, as if the card was held with this, it's down here and close to the ground. I have to go all the way up here and hold it in air steady instead. So why would I want to do that? I would have to like build a new part of my desk to lean my arm on, you know? I think this is total crap. But I have to test it. I don't think I can solder without leaning my arm on it. Well, we'll see. This is feeling very odd. It's not compatible with my habits. New thing needs new. So I can like steady this with my there and steady this against my body instead. So let's just do that. Come on. Well, that went okay. My. So maybe I should make that full screen instead so that I can actually see better. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd angle. We'll go all in on the microscope image here. And now, actually, I'm leaning against the green, like, tower here. I would probably have turned it around, otherwise. That's the wrong side of the board. This is quite tiny, so... No? Yeah, this tip needs to be replaced.
But statistically it is 7 to 10 years proved longer life. That is true.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just trying to find an angle to actually reach there with the solder. Because the greeny thing is kinda in the way a bit. Yeah, okay. I wasn't laughing at your guarantee. More that when if you were to die, you can't really say, "Oh, I didn't get 20 extra years of life," and I don't think your relatives care at that point, right? So that's what I meant with it's kind of like a guarantee that. There's always a funny guarantee, though. I guarantee that if you do this and this and this, you will live very long. Otherwise, you get your money back. It always sounds a bit funny, So those solder, the first one doesn't look good at all. Let's add some more solder there. So there's a hole. We don't want holes. Yeah, so it's. Can you see that I'm like shaking more? It's harder to. I'm like in the middle of the air holding these things. Come on now. There. So that's better. But the soldering iron works much better now when it's been. So now we're going to see if I can solder like this, because if I had the tiny thing, I would just unsnap it, clip it to the other corner quickly like this, just click click, right? And here I don't want to undo it all. yeah. So it's always says. So if no one knows about stuff, then no one will buy it. So, but do you have any customers ready to buy? I mean, there's rich people in the world that might just get anything. So, let's put some more there. I can see the hole still, Too little solder, some more. So I have lowered the temperature and it still works, which is kind of nice. But now I might have to clean the tip. Come on. Melty melt. Yeah, I think we need some of the coppery thingy there. So this is like slow motion soldering, but this is experimentation with this holder, so I don't really have any, though I was thinking of order some, because the one I had is kind of like rusted. Oh my goodness. So let's actually. So this is not usually how I do stuff, This is a test, and I'm holding stuff. My arm is then at least 20 centimeters in the middle of the air instead of leaning on the table, and it's very odd. Let's just do a ugly thingy. So now I'm actually turning the whole thing, but let's see. It's still in the same height from the table, so it should be the same focus. So if I hold it like this, lean this finger on the actual green thing, yeah, and then you can't see anything. Come on. Yeah, come on. Whatever. Yeah, I should probably heat it up a bit more again. So I think it's really good in the hole there. But I do want it to be a bit of a visible tip too. So it's kind of tiny, the whole board is just, what is it? 4.5 times, well, almost 6 centimeters.
That's all. Raj Chauhan says you have a lot of patience. I would be annoyed by now.
Oh no! But my arm is starting to be pain. I'm starting to be painful in my arm because it's so high up. I'm not used to this. I'm used to leaning my arm on the desk. So we'll see how many more I and let 10 degrees at least here. There. So we're getting some more speed and stuff. So we have these left of the resistors. So, but it's not supposed to be painful to solder, right? Here, I'm starting to get some pain here. I'm just holding it up in the air. And I was leaning on here to get some, not having to lift the other arm too. So I was kind of thinking this was tinier. I think I was thinking it was tinier. Come on. Well, let's actually get a better picture there too. So. I'll check the link. 70. What? I don't know what you're recommending. So I'm good with my soldering station. The problem is this new thing I bought, which might be useless, and I might have to like throw it in the trash at once. Because I can't hold stuff still enough to solder with it. So now this is just in the air, no support. Oh my goodness. They needed a different angle. So it's painful. Painful soldering. So if I put my pinky on there, I can reach all the way over here and have some kind of support. It's easier to steer. So we're talking about millimeters precision. Yeah, come on there, I see you melting. There. Yeah, so this temperature helped. So...
Or this one iron, web link.
If it's soldering stations or soldering irons, I don't need any. This has been good for a long time. Actually, found it was still on AliExpress. And they still sell it. Like the manufacturer too. Come on, come on. Little iron. So it's just that I need to buy a replacement tip, since this is like more than 10 years old. I've been using the same one. And it's allowed to go bad after that. It is okay. So I'm trying to pull some of the solder up the... whatever. Whatever. Good enough. There. So you see now that it melts quicker. So we don't have the perfect tip, but it's good enough now. So let's just get rid of all the extra bits. I can click the links first though. Let's click your links, VR. Oh, that's not what I want to use. Why would I want one of these? So let me show you which one I have. I think I saved the link. Or I can just read on it. Let's go to Amazon. And the name is VTS. Yeah, and it remembers it, I think, there. So this is the one I have. Only mine has a yellow handle, like the space replacement. So I could buy a whole new thing of this too if I wanted to. So this is what it looks like. So I just need the tips that are inside here. This is exactly the tip that I'm using too, and they don't seem to exist here on Amazon.
What are you doing, D?
Playing around a bit, soldering a bit. We just unboxed the soldering kit, so I could buy a new one of this, but this sounds like a stupid thing to do when I just need this bit, right? I just need this bit. So, though I could have two different ones and have them with different tips, so it would be an easy way to switch tips, which I can't really do now because you have to unscrew it, the whole thing. At work, I have one where I can remove it with a plastic or a rubber handle and switch tips. So, let's see. Which is kind of good, but I don't really ever switch tips, so. And I don't want to spend more money on it either. So, let's go back here. This is what we do in. We have this little kit. Function generator. Going into this tiny cute little box. So we're going to put more and more parts together here, and let's see if we can like do stuff without it actually. So I can rotate this now. It is possible. So by the way, there we had the chance to see how much too much solder out. It's okay. So let's take these. So maybe I should switch the title. We're not unboxing anymore, are we? Yeah, so this holder is what we're really testing because it arrived in the mail too. And it's a bit annoying. Come on. So, there. So we have only this clear thing now. Let's actually do it this way now. And put the next components.
For someone stupid, what is this?
This is soldering, and these are resistors. They're like breaking the electrical signal or current or whatever you want to call it. So let's put some more stuff. We're going like the tiniest things first. So these are capacitors, and I haven't even checked yet if they're all the same value. Maybe we can do that like this. So that's a 101. So let's see, where do we have it? Let's actually move that out of the way. So 104. Wrong side. That's the 101. And then we have 473 and 105. So they're all different. So I put them in like numerical order. Oh, there's the fifth one. I missed it. 222. This is like interesting. There's so many values. I like it. So let's look at this list now, because here we can see the different. We've put on the normal resistors they're on, but these are potentiometers, which are variable resistors. So they are also called R in the list. But these we'll wait with because they're really high from the board. So we will have problems reaching other stuff when we're soldering. So now we're going to go down to the C's here. Let's actually move this out of the way. And let's just put this on the desk. There. So here on the board you can see these tiny ones. Here we have C2, C8, C7, C5 and 6. So these must be the other ones. Then we have other C's that are these big ones. C3 here. these are electrolytic capacitors, so they are different working inside, but they kind of do the same thing. Only these don't have a direction that they need to go in. So where on earth is the microscope? Over there. So these are kind of tiny, and the electrolytical ones, they look like this. They're kind of tiny too, but these can go poof and have gooey stuff inside them, so you need to be careful with the direction and everything there. So these are also tinier. So we're doing tiniest first, so the stuff is not in the way when we put them on the board. So you can see here also said electrolytic capacitor, but now we're going to look at the values. So 104, it says there, and we have 101 here. Where's the 101 going? So 101 is going on the spot C8. 101 is C8. So let's bring the board back. So C8 is there. So this one goes here. And there's no direction for these. You can just put them. And what I usually do is to take my pliers.
QQ9 have joined. FixerBot says.
Welcome,
Let's
Raiders.
actually
QQ9 brought 2 friends to the party. Go take
welcome
them a follow.
in. Thank you very much for the raid. What were you doing?
Raiders from Dimbanico Nano have joined.
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome
Ben
in.
Panic and Nano brought
It's
6
like a
friends to the party.
real raid party here. We have a lot of raids.
QQ9 says. Some cuties are ready. Prepare yourself. Some cuties are ready. Prepare yourself. Give it to 'em raid.
Welcome in and thank you very much for the raid. We're doing some soldering. So someone just asked about how this works. So I'm trying to do more explaining than I might usually do. So we've just put this tiny ceramic capacitor there. And then I'm going to just... I can't focus on that, can I? There. I can't hold this in the middle of the air. So I'm just pulling the legs apart. So I didn't see where it was. So I'm just usually just bending them to the side a bit. So it doesn't fall off when we bend the card. Turn it upside down, you know. It's still there now. So we could solder that, but let's put the other ones in place too. So we have C. Let's see, where's the 104 going? It's going to C2.
Wizenbeef says. Equals 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 equals. It's JXZZCXD raid.
Oh!
Equals 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 equals. Tomb raid sings no glitch cat.
Yeah, thank you very much for the raid. I know I raided you a few times. So, welcome in everybody. Welcome in. So I will have to go and get some food for my kids soon, but we'll have to do some more stuff. So I'm just double checking here. It says 104 C2, right? So this was 104. Let's double check it. Other side, we can see it says 104 there, right? So then we put it in the spot where it says C2. So capacitor 2. There. And then I'm just holding it in place while we move the legs a bit apart. So there, so it won't fall off the board. Ah, good enough. Good enough long though. They don't have to be perfect, but it's kind of nice if they're slightly in the right place. So, the next one. Let's see, where do we have the 105? We had a 105. There, 105. And we check C5, right? So here is the 105. If I can find the right focus height. There. 105. So I already forgot what the value was. C5. Yeah, that was too easy. 105 on C5, that can't be right. I must have forgotten it. So let's see, where is C5? There,
How
at the
Sugan
bottom.
says, how long have you been doing cybersecurity stuff?
I think it's like a year and a half now since I started, but I've been doing IT stuff for like my whole life and programming. So, but this is, and electronics too. So, I was a bit tired today, so I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna play with some Legos instead. This is Legos. This is my Legos. And also, I had some packages that arrived today, so this arrived in the mail.
How come you started it?
The cybersecurity stuff was actually, I was thinking of doing scam baiting streams actually. So I started looking at that.
I haven't done anything like this in a while.
Ah, we'll have to do it again. It's fun, right? So, yeah, so I was actually thinking of doing scam baiting raid streams, and then I was, yeah, I'll have to have secure VM then, right? So I started looking at the security stuff, and then I was like, I was hooked. It was just cybersecurity from there on. So we have 3 of the 5. So we have C6 and C7. So which one is the 222 one? 222, C7. Okay, so I put them in numeric order here. So 222. So. And I always put the notes like upside down for some reason. There. Can I see the tiny pins? There. They're like crossing with each other here now. There. So then we only have one left. We don't have to check the value even. So, right, let's actually check. Because they might have done like the last kit we did, which was the wrong value. So it's 473. Let's confirm that, right? So let's see. 473. That's nice. Then we have some soldering to do again. And I have a bit of a problem with my soldering iron, but I increased the heat a bit, so I hope it's working good now. I actually lowered it last stream just to test. Last stream I did this to test if it was working now when I fixed some stuff. I was thinking of replacing the tip. Yeah, it's time. And I removed the tip, and what happened is that a lot of black stuff fell out. And I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, the tip is like just shaking around here. It's not really attached. What's up? And then we were like, okay, I'll have to take one of these other tips and put it on the soldering iron. And when I did that, I felt, oh, this is really tight. It's really tight. I have to compare with the other one again. I pulled it out, and there's the loose metal bit in between, like a sheet of metal bent around the tip. And I was like, ooh, let's put the other one back. Because it's the right size, right? The others are not the size I wanted.
How Sugan says,
so,
are you currently working in programming and considering transitioning into a professional career in cybersecurity instead?
No, I'm currently not working with. I'm currently actually working with electronics, but I'm going to start applying for cybersecurity jobs. Yeah, and my background is more IT, but I got this job because it's easy to go there from my home, and my kid has special needs, so I've been home with my kids a lot. So that's why I'm like doing something else really. So let's see here now. So we have all of the capacitors, the ceramic ones at least, on the board. So let's see if we can use this thing now. So the problem with this is what we're testing on the stream. It's very high. I usually hold my board when I'm soldering with this tiny thing, right? So it's close to the ground, close to my desk. I can just lean my arm on the desk to get some stabilization there. But now we're doing this, even if my arm hurts, I'm gonna do it. So let's see. Let's tighten this with a screwdriver. So it's holding that tight. So I can still rotate this, but it's like kinda mostly stuck. There. So let's see how this works. So we have them all there kinda lined up for us. I'm thinking which way should I can just turn this around when I do the other side too. So this is warm now. So it's set to 350 now. So I started at 340 and I usually have 385. So I'm just glad it works. So now I'm actually leaning my elbow here on the table. So this is like odd angles. Odd angles. Come on. Yeah. So it's hard to get precision when you're just with your arm in the air. It's easier to have precision when you're like close.
Blyzen Beats says,
I want more
this is the
soldering
hard
there.
part initially.
Which part? Yeah, so I solder a lot, but not with my arms in the air. It's very, very odd to. I don't know if you realize that my hand is like 20 centimeters of the desk or more, maybe more. So it's odd to have your hand in the air. And the tip is black now, so let's just fix that.
Soldering part.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch my ears just a sec. Yeah, so this is the tip I was talking about. I've been using this tip for like 10 years, and the inside of it had become like a black powder. That metal sheet that was there, it didn't exist anymore. So I thought I had to switch the tips out, but apparently it works again after switching to one of those parts. So now I'm trying to support myself with my pinky here, see if this works better, but I can't do that angle. Yeah, this is horrible. By the way, I'm going to actually do glasses because it helps a bit. I can see where I'm doing without the microscope. It's also looking through the camera. There, let's just go. That's a bit easier. But still, it's hard to position stuff when your arms in the air. So, does it look okay? Ah. Yeah, so the reason I was thinking about getting a new soldering station was that this one really the handle gets warm here, so it's a bit warm. It's really too warm to hold actually. So maybe I should get one of the new. I was just showing that they still sell this one actually, though I've had it for a long time. They were still actually selling it. So let's test the opportunity, the possibility with this. Now I'm rotating it the other way around. There. So that didn't take too much time. If you have like a little space on the desk at least. We'll see. So if I'm just all in the air now. But I'm using the glasses instead. So I don't really see where I am, do I? There. So one of the things that we got in the unboxing stuff today was like magnification glasses. and they were totally AliExpress rubbish. I'll show them when we're done with these. So in the air is the current test. So I'm rotating the tip, hoping that there will be a better connection on the other side. There. So I still need a new tip. It is still over 10 years old, this, and it doesn't really connect well. So maybe I should have these down when I look at this thing, and maybe we should turn the light on actually. So that's better, right? Now we can even see that was out of focus. So let's just now I have to turn it around then. Yeah, I think I prefer my old stuff. So just grabbing onto this on the side and soldering. Let's test now with my normal stuff, right? See what the difference will be. So these soldering, it's not very nice, but it's good enough. So it's not like they don't have to be perfect or anything. So there. So I'm like going the wrong way. There, so now you can see all of these components are on the board, and there's no big holes, at least in the solder. You never know, right? So next thing I think is, it might be the electrolytics ones, but I'm thinking maybe this is actually lower in height. And if we do this now, we will be able to just put it flat on the ground too. So let's do that. So for this one, you can see that one side has this tiny indent in the edge. So we can see the same here on the image. So that's how we're supposed to put it. There. There. So, and then I'm just putting it straight to the table now. And just gonna bend these slightly outward so it's like stuck here a bit, so it doesn't fall out. But I think we can just solder like this too. It might move though, so let's actually use this thing, which is much more flexible, and I can go really low and hold it. So I can just push down on it like there or somewhere. There. Now it's like pushing on the middle there, and we'll start soldering at the edge. So let's make sure that we can see where it is on the microscope too. So somewhere there. So, and we use this one to protect our IC here. We don't want this to get a lot of heat and stuff. And we want to be able to remove it if we need to too. So then it's easier to use this one. We don't have to solder it in place. So this was so much easier to hold. It still needs to get warm though. It's not really there. Come on. I want it down in the hole there. Let's add a little more.
Your dad click says. No flux.
Yeah, no flux. It's rusted. It's in my next AliExpress order. But this is good. There's flux in the solder. So now also this holder is kind of there. It won't move now. So we can remove the holdy thingy. But it's mostly that this one, the heat is not transferred properly because it's not good. So I need to get a new one. We could test another one, but we had to wait for it to cool down. So I have other shapes that are not bad. They're new. So if I just clean it all the time and like rotate it when it won't work, it'll work, I think. So like now it's not melting, and then I rotate it a bit, and now it's like this is just got hard again. So it's come on, Tip, you can do it. You can do it. Let's go there. So as long as it gets to a spot, it's actually connecting. So I tried to put solder on the tip, you know. Come on, melt. I'm telling you, melt.
Hey, I am a bit late to say hi. Was just packing up, etc.
Ah. Hi.
Please
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Please Tumray JXZZCX1 Aoi JXZZCX1 Giraku JXZZCX1 Girav.
We went 3 raids so far. Thank you very much for the raids, everybody. Thank you very much.
I'm a very yeepy bean. It's 4 a.m. here, so I'm gonna settle in.
Oh.
Sorry I didn't peep up earlier.
Yeah, thanks for coming here and good night. Or good morning, depending on how you see things then. So, I think you can see my time right. It's almost 18, so it's really daytime still. But I guess you were in Australia, maybe? Could that be it? I'm thinking... Let's see. Come on. If I rotate the tip, it will finally melt. At some point. There. A little more solder.
Perfect shot. Eastern Sit House.
You know, I have a hint when you say, but you don't have to watch streams from other. You can watch anyone. I mean, just because. Just cat.
Translated from German.
So I think we won't rotate the soldering iron now. I think it's got a good spot there. You see? It just melts. So I should probably switch tips, even though we fixed that inside thingy. But if I keep finding this good spot there, we can just go for it. So come on.
Australian shorthand. Sorry, fixed spot.
Yeah, I've never been to Australia, I'm sorry. Seems like a cool place to be in, if you dare. Because all the poisonous things, of course, right? So... Seems like a scary place, too. So this is not like pretty, but it's good enough. So let's actually...
Wish I spoke German
push
well.
down. Oh, I don't speak German. I'm Swedish. So, if you speak Swedish, I can speak Swedish. But I mostly just do it English on stream anyway, so everybody can understand. And also, you can use any language in chat that Google can do, and it will translate automatically. It's magic, right?
More at the six spot saying I said side off.
Ah. Okay, let's do these last ones so we're done with this thing, right? So I think the side there is easier because I have the tip on the other side.
Fixerbot says.
New follower Denpa Nico Nano. Less than 3.
Welcome in, welcome in. So we're doing all kinds of stuff on this stream. Programming, cybersecurity.
Less than 3.
Denpanicanano says. I'm now following with both my channels.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's JazzCat. JXZZCX.
Oh, right. I was thinking because you said you had put stuff away, you know. Yeah. Right, so let's see now. We can zoom a bit on this. So what does it look like? Does it look good enough? Let's put it on full screen. That's funny. Look at the scrapes. Ugly. Well. It's good enough. So we can see it's stuck here. All the connections should be electrically good, even if they're not pretty. Right? Even though it's a clear box.
Channel with my friend QQ9 most Tuesdays.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I realized I saw that mouse, you know. Just get a mouse. Let's do this one now. So the electrolytics capacitors. And I think we need the microscope to zoom in a bit. That's zooming out, right? Zoomy zoom. So it's kind of good and kind of bad that it's not auto zoom, because sometimes you want it to be at the, like just at one place. So we have 3 electrolytic ones, and one is bigger, the spot for it. And this one is bigger, so I'm kind of certain it's C1, but let's check the list. So, C1 electrolytic capacitor, 100 microfarads. So let's check this one. It says
QQ9 says
100 microfarads.
I'd love a bit of variety. We'll definitely be back sometime when I'm not as sleepy less than 3.
Well, thank you. And sometimes I stream early in my morning time, you know, like 8 Swedish time, which would be like 10 hours earlier than this. And sometimes I stream like 3 a.m. my time. You know, sometimes it happens to become a 12-hour stream. I don't know how that happens, it just happens sometimes. For the raid! My god, people, thank you very much for the raid! Thank you very much for the raid!
Denpanicanano says, take care QQ9, thanks again for the collab JXZZCX1 arrow. Welcome raiders. Immolism says, is translated from Welsh.
I don't know if I'm really caught up with chat here, but thank you very much. And everybody, of course, follow the raiders, you know. You have the shoutouts up there. Thank you very much for the raids. So let's see, what values do we have here? We have 10 microfarads and... what is this?
Nano.
I'm blind. There, 10. So both of these are 10. And this one is...
Translated from
good evening, good evening. Testing the translation, eh? As long as Google can do it, it can do it. It's Google. So, the TTS is Google. It's from Security Live. There should be text coming up sometimes about the TTS, but you can also do exclamation TTS to find out more about it. He's currently hosting it free, so we can just use it if you want to have TTS. So, one capacitor, and we can see the legs here and big minus signs here. The shorter leg is the minus side, and we have to be careful here with the electrolytic capacitor to put the minus at the minus side, and this gray area. Let's confirm with this, right? Here we should see it even clearer. No, it's just the same marking, but I'm assuming that is the minus side. What did the text see? So C1, the positive long feet. Yeah, we know that. We were wondering about your drawing. So I'm sure, right? I'm sure that. And I'm thinking, that's interesting. They say positive long feet, and I'm always thinking short one is minus, right? So, there, just enough to be solid in place. And then we do the other ones. Yeah, so this thing that I bought on AliExpress, if it had been tinier, it would have been probably usable. But this is not really usable because I have to hold my hands in the air.
I'm new here. What are we soldering today?
Welcome in! We're doing a very, very little cute function generator that will be in this little plastic box. So this is a tiny, cheap AliExpress kit, meaning we don't really know how it will work or if it will work, but we'll have fun soldering at least, right? So this is my Legos. So let's see here. So we're putting the short leg on the grayed out one there, and you can see the minuses there too. So I'm just trying to see this. I'm putting the legs to the side so it's stuck. Kinda. Let's. Whatever. It can be a bit bent. That's okay. So then we have the last one, the last capacitor of all actually. So we have the long leg and the minus. So this is a hard point to hold on with all the solderings being in my thumb. Ouch. So don't put your thumb on all the cut wires. So the legs are like holding this up now. So let's just solder with this now and see how much easier it is, because I'm kinda assuming this will win, because this is a usual way for me. Yeah, I have one of those in my drawer. Let's see. Yeah, this is what those look like. Yeah, same orange, but this is actually more red. I guess it depends on which copy you got, right? I have one that's more orange that didn't work too, I think. I think that one was assembled and this one I soldered myself, so maybe it's safer to not get the assembled ones. So now we just hope that the soldering iron will want to play, or we'll have to turn up the heat. So let's do this one first. So melt. So the tip is old. Yeah, I think I need to be on the side really. But the tip at the very tip is not that. Yeah. It's gubben, jag kommer snart! So my kid wants some food, but I keep getting raids, so I don't want to leave. Oh. So we got a hole. And we got a black tip. Jag kommer snart gubben! Sorry for yelling at you. So come on. Melt. There, good. So maybe I should actually switch that until next time, because I don't want to stop soldering now, right? Though I could turn it off, go and make my kids food, but it still will take some time. I mean, I would have to wait because the food is just microwaving something. Yeah, so now I can lean my hands on the table. I can have stuff stable instead of just holding them in the air and soldering. And this was it was actually painful in my arm. So that thing is bye-bye. If it had been tiny, it would have worked. But it wasn't tiny. Yeah, so we don't even have focus there, do we? But it is as bad as it looks. From my perspective too. So
Fixerbot says.
New follower Lazy Y. Less than 3.
welcome in and thanks for the follow. So there, just one of them left. So let's there. It's all about hitting that side spot on the soldering iron. Which is kind of funny, right? I'm turning it off now. We'll see what temperature it'll get down to when we put the next bunch of components on. So they're not like at least the same size at all, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go and warm some pancakes for my kid. And it'll take like 3 minutes, then I'll be back again. And I'm so sorry to abandon people when I've just had raids, but they keep coming in. So, and we'll see if it'll be enough time for the soldering iron to cool off. I won't touch it. I will use tools. Let's get the other tips. So these are the other tips. So this one is the one we used the metal bit from the inside of it. I'm not going to use that tiny one, but it will probably be better than this one. Yeah. So let's see. Before I go, we have the shapes of them. So this one is a round, tiny tip, very tiny, but it would definitely transfer more heat than the one we have now, right? This one is like a flat big thing, so much heat transfer, but it doesn't have a real tip that I like to get in between stuff, right? This is not good. I should have taken the metal outside of that one, and this is the one that I've taken the inside out of, which doesn't matter because we can take it from another one. And this one is flat, but not in the same way. It also has kind of a bit of a tip there, right? It's just flat too. So I think I will prefer this one. So what do you think? Which tip should we use? I don't think I can do this one really, but I'll be back in like 2 seconds, meaning 3 minutes. and probably 1 minute talking to my kid too. Right, let's always when I leave stream, I want to put the stuff out that we're going to use a bit, so we can see if someone pops in here, they can see what we're doing, right? So left to solder, we have the 3 potentiometers. These are just their tips. Then we put the IC in, and we have the power, and we have the out, and we have, I guess these are settings, right? We have the 2 jumpers for those. So I guess this is the last layer of stuff. So 1 header thing there, and 1 there. Yeah, and the power here. So I think we might have been better off doing this last, because this will be kind of tight to solder. So I'll be right back. Should I put in what? So this is why this part of the desk is so scratched, because I do this. They're kind of tough surface. By the way, we could cut these off a bit. I usually do that. We didn't. It's not much to cut off, but at least it's a bit, little bit smoother. So not much. So next thing to do, I'm thinking these header pins are kind of nice. Triangle sign, and oh, I don't know what this is, but it's probably on the box, right? So the frequency. So we have the frequency there. Then we have fine tune off the frequency here, I'm assuming. Screw where sign try, and then there's still try sign here. We'll see. We'll have to test it when it's done. We could do it on the DSO that we just looked at. Not my big oscilloscope, because I still don't dare to plug it in. Will this have cooled off enough? Usually though, when I'm soldering, I put this blue plastic bit on here. Why didn't I? Because now I'm thinking of dropping the soldering tip from on the table. I don't want like a black mark there. Let's use a box for this horrible thingy, right? So the reason, except for that it's fun that we started soldering, was to test this new thing that I got in the mail. So this is for holding like boards, right? PCBs, while you solder and stuff. And it's too big. I can't solder up in the air. So it was not a hit. But at least the box will do some good now. And my PC is still open with the hardware on the floor, so I need to fix that too. So I'm actually going to drop the warm tip in here. I don't think it's very warm though. Let's see. That one will do. So this bit, this part of it, we need to still keep track of. So, in case it's warm, I'm not touching it with my fingers. Oh, this is tight. Oh gosh, I feel I'm gonna break it, yeah. I'm gonna break it. Why is it so stuck? yeah, I can do this. It's warm still, but it's not possible. I'm gonna break this. It's okay. Let's just do it. So, did we even get it off a bit? So the problem with this one is that oh, by the way, this is actually a bit broken. Maybe I should buy a new one, but I think it's just that this rubber thing is like bent down a bit. Yeah, we need to get this off. The question is, can I do it now? So I kind of broke it, right? Yeah, it did cool off enough. So this tip, the old like metal sheet that's in all of these, it like disintegrated. I made a clip of it. It just fell out in black pieces, like sand. So does this actually move? So when I rotate this and pull, so it is moving, but I might just be squeezing it far further on there. So the choice here is, should I like finish breaking it and just pull it apart, peel it off, kind of thing, and maybe not manage that today and do more soldering, or should I just put the stuff back on and continue soldering with this? I think the quickest way is the second way, right? So this is my best tip. It was my favorite. That's why the others are like trash. So I had another one for this before, but not more than that. So it will still fit in here. The heat is transferred from the inside, not the outside. This is just to keep it there, right? So this doesn't reach, meaning I actually managed to pull it out a bit. Then we might be able to do more of that, right? If we just keep twisting it. So and this is the worst poly grip. That's what it's called in Swedish. I have a bigger one just somewhere here. I'll get a bigger one because it's not it's locking.
Agent 57 says, twist and pull.
So this is not the one I was looking for, but it's probably better. Just got a big so yeah, twist and pull, that's what I'm and this one probably can hold closer and still have a grip. We're getting somewhere. It's feeling like looser there. So this is the part that disintegrated on the other one. So I'm just worried it's still warm. It's not really. It had odd feel though. This goes to the trash. Bye bye, my favorite tip. This one was actually with one of these then, so I got it from one of the other tips. So so let's continue. Which tip to use? So we have the flat one that I don't really like, right? Though I'm actually going to steal the middle from this by doing that. So here's the nice middle piece. And let's see. That's the one that doesn't have one. So we have these tips to choose from. One that is kind of flat on the side, and one that is very tiny but very round that I like. So I think I will actually do the tiny one. And I can't imagine it being worse than what I've been using because this is new, right? So, new as in I bought it so many years ago, I have no clue, but more than 15. And I've been using the other one for a long time. So this will be as tight. Maybe we should just slightly clean this. I'll get a very, very thin something. Well, let's just do... Let's do this. And maybe we'll do this. I can take it out. There's like damage on it. So we could...
It's been nice to chill and wind down here, but I better get to bed.
Yeah, my god. Good night. What time do you have there really? It must be real, real late or early. Thank you very much for the read and thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Good night.
4 a.m. for me.
4 a.m. Yeah.
57 cents. Then Tannis and Anna see you again soon.
So...
Then Tannis and Anna says, night night.
Night night. So it's getting warm off all that. So I'm very happy with this one, by the way. It keeps track of everything. There. Now it's newly fluffed too. So, what do you think? Will it be easier to, if this... We have a lot of metal pieces here. I don't know if you can see the... It's still kind of tough to get it in there. Why? It's
Easy
tiny
like
bit
that.
warm.
Ha ha. I really need to clean my soldering iron. My TS100 has gotten super black over the years of soldering.
Oh yeah. So over here it's like lines in the middle. So, but I don't want to make it like too I'm like, where did I put the rest of the tips? It's not like they're not already right here. So this one, let's see if this fits. This fits better. So I'm trying to get the metal piece out. So if they are different in some way, so, and the rubber, I'm like removing it. So, yeah. I noticed I made this dirty, right? It's all black from my fingers being dirty. Yeah, so if I can get this one in easy, I guess we will use this one, right? Oh. They might have a direction. Since this one fits, we'll have to do that one. Because I want to keep soldering now. No, let's... Maybe I should get a new handle so I get a new one of these two. So I don't want to do more than finger power on that. So I guess we're turning this tip on, and this is a bit funny. It's not, but it will get warm, right? It will get real warm. So there, I'm gonna turn it on. Let's clean a bit while it's heating up, because it kind of made a mess. Right, I have these still here since I was cleaning. So, well, that was quite wet. So we might not even get to putting a... I should have done this first, right? I was going to put a PC fan and pull the smoke out, the silent fan. It's not like there's a lot of smoke. So I do think this is leaded solder though. Oh, let's see. It's not like I have them in the other end of the world. Oh, look. Yeah, I kind of thought so. Look, that's kind of good size, right? And I happen to have 2 stripes here. So we could just... There. A little hole. Come on. Yeah, I can smell it's warm. It's probably because it's new, there's a slight smell. So we don't have to be crazy about that, just to keep it in place. Oh, that was stupid. If I was gonna put it like this. Let's do another side instead. I think it's flexible enough. That's probably enough even. So we just need 5 volts in here. And I already had these because I had been running it for something. So they seem stable. Let's just give it some power. So the new tip, it's alive. So the problem here is I don't know which ones go to actual. So I'm thinking, where did I put the multimeter? So I would have liked this power supply to 1, have a longer power cord, and 2, actually have some text on what power is this, right? So there might be something on the board though. Oh, in Chinese. Yeah, I'm not good at that. We'll have to measure. So let's power it up, and let's kill the microscope for a sec. So you can see too. Let's put it on like 5. This is also a kit, by the way. Build kit. So I'm sure 5 is not too much, but it also has the 12 volt possibly, but I think it's more like a communication line on this one. So I think it's these, but we have to measure first. So these are what I am plugging in here, and then I'm using this to connect to some wire or something. So now we're gonna just connect these to each other, if I manage. Oh, it's the grippy claw thingy. Grippy claw. There. So let's see, where could they have been? So they fell out because these are not very suitable for staying in place when you just screw them in place. And you need to be on. So let's see. That's -5. So we should just switch these around. We have 5 volts. There. So let's fix this, by the way, at the same time, right? We don't want these cables that fall out. We want something better. A cable with a bit of solder on it is a better grip surface. Maybe. So I'm cleaning, and my backpack got wet, so I just threw all the things there out on top of the cleaning stuff. So now I have my backpack contents on top of where the wire is going to access, so it's a mess. There, cables, just the stuff I put here at the start of stream. This thing. Just red. So I don't think these might fit. We'll see. Yeah, I think they will fit. So how long do we want? These are like almost exactly the same length too. Yeah. Just grab two cables. So how far do they reach in there? We don't want them to touch anything else. So we have, let's see, first of all, so the top one is plus. There's only one way to turn this off. It's to unplug it. And we need a screwdriver. If this is big enough, too big. I don't get a good feeling of that. So I've been switching where things are in my drawers, and now I can't find them there. Yeah, right, first drawer. That's why I have stuff over here that I was emptying everything in my desk and just fixing it, making some order. Yeah, that's good. These are a bit hard, but I happen to have them right here, so they're too fat, really. Yeah, so that piece didn't really go up as much as I hoped. And this is not really together. I don't think it'll work. I'll have to get something else. I had thinner ones here. Just a sec. They're just not red and black. We'll have to do like blue and brown, because that's the blue thing. Those are the same length approximately. I'm just gonna cut off a bit of that. So which one is red and which one is black of these? These are not supposed to be, these are supposed to be for AC, you know? These are AC cables. So this will make me have to measure next time again. So we don't have a lot of space, but I believe in it. Yeah. So blue is apparently, I should have maybe done the other way around, whatever. I'm doing it. So it is max unscrewed. Just clicking. So that one. There. Come on. That one I could tighten. There. These won't fall out. These have fallen out more times than I know, so he used these for something else. then the other side. Let's put this one back. So I guess we do red and black for these, right? Because then we at least know a bit. And I want these so we can grab on. Though I think these might be too tiny. We don't have to have these things on. I'm just thinking of doing something ugly for now, right? We don't have to have them perfect or anything. So I'm just cutting them a tiny bit. That's what these are, by the way. They're cut extra bits cut off to make cables the same length or something like that. That's why I have short bits of cables. There. So we can ugly solution of this is to just let's quickly just measure them again. So I think that is the correct order. So do you see it by the way that it moved? I think it was just 5 before. This is so sensitive. It doesn't have to be the exact number. So I'm just gonna real uglify this and just put this one in here too. There. And put this one in here. And it did move. Oh. It did move, so it must be something else. It did move for 2 seconds. So it might be, part of it might be that it's the wrong voltage. Oh. It wants 12 volts. I thought so first, but I wasn't sure. So this only goes to 9. We have some air. I could put in a 12 volt supply though instead. Nah. You could use this. How could I resist? How could I possibly resist? This is the power supply for the rotor we're playing with. And $12 volts. And I guess I will. We have the solution, but I find it's not quick enough. I'd like it to go faster, really, if we're going to test this, right? So glad I didn't spend lots on making these cables nice. So this thing is a bit more quickly usable now, right? So this is not a permanent solution now in any kind of way, and I kept these out because we could use these instead of these clamps to hold it together. So we could also solder them on here quickly, but I'm not sure this connector is actually attached. Did you hear the fan, by the way? So let's plug this in, and don't worry, this is 9 volts. So the middle should probably be 5, or I mean 12. There we have 12 volts. And what about the second pin here? So my computer reminded me this is now nothing. It's also 12. Is this 12? No. So that might be just stabilization on this one. There. So I don't think there's only 2 in this. So the one on the outside is probably nothing. So let's connect the fan by multimeter. Oh, let's actually use the tiny ones. These are so short, these ones, but they're stuck in there already. And we know the connection is good, you know. Yeah, I know, you've been on for a long time. Please play a bit more. So, unplugging 12 volts from this. So now we have nothing. There.
Fixerbot says.
New follower Ben Gizmo. Less than
Welcome
3.
in, welcome in. So, we're really fixing this to be a soldering filter. That's the reason. And if we happen to have 12 volt adapters that can play with a fan, and we're just borrowing the thing we're actually going to solder, which might not be a nice thing, right? Yeah, so we know that it works. I'm thinking I have another one. Where did I put the battery box, which is 12 volts? The thing is that it uses the same connector, but maybe I could just connect it, bypass it. It's here. So this is 12 volts, but we can also like put the cable in here. These are not long enough though. We'll have to have a longer one. So let's just try a longer cable in here. Yeah, it was just pushed in there, I thought so. So yeah, there. So now we just have to see which is which is plus and which is minus. So these are connected. So then this should be one of the ends, right? So if we measure here and here, that's 6. Right, 6 volts. No, 9 volts. This should be 9, not 12. But it's just 6. Battery's old, probably. Well, if I just want to test it, we'll do this. We'll use the thing. I just want to play it, right? So we'll do that. I'm too tired to do anything useful. That's the theme of the day. So let's solder 2 connectors on these.
Thing gives no sense. Other corners would be 9V.
Yeah, but we need 12. 9 is not enough. That's why I didn't do the power supply that we had. Because it was only 9 maximum. So we need 12 for the fan to spin at the speed I want.
Okay, smile, smile.
So, sorry if I'm not explaining myself. So these cables were too short for me to solder anything on there. I was like, this is nothing, right? But let's take 2 longer ones and do that. And then we can just put these on here and then we'll have a connection. So we're going to use our little clampy thingy here. Holder, little helper. And let's see if I can get another one. But I just put other stuff on top of it, so this one is accessible. This I don't like. This is how they come with 2 ones, and they don't have any like protection there, and they're like not as stable as this one is. Really stable. So, but we want to solder this, and we want to pass this through little hole, and yeah, that's the way it goes, and then it goes. Let's just check this again because it's not a certain shape. So, right, it's just square. There's nothing special except for the hole. So we want it so we can put it back.
Smaller 100mm 12V fans and connected a hose. It works great. Maybe a little noisy. Smile, smile.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I'm thinking this fan is about the size of the ones I ordered, right? So, and I have other fans the same size. But it wasn't very speedy with only. So I think there's like in the middle of this. Oh, I'm just increasing the light a bit. It's at max. Okay. Oh, it feels like it's just going into the middle, but maybe it... Yeah. I just don't want to solder anything and then I can put it back together, you know? So, but this side, there. So, if we solder onto here, there's a tiny hole there too. So now I have the black one, so I guess I should take the black wire. So if we put this through here a bit, there is a hole there somewhere, I know it. So let's just, we won't really have to even solder, we can just put this.
Circuit board is for near your multimeter?
This is what we're soldering. It's a functional generator, a tiny sheep thingy from AliExpress. So it's just a play produce. Yeah, this will be good without soldering. So let's just see if we can get it. There, so this works. This works fine. We don't have to solder. Let's do the other one too. So probably won't need that. So let's do the same thing. Red wire, like find the tiny hole. We're just bending it, and then we're putting this on the cable. It's getting stuck. It's so tiny, so the wire was thick for it. So that was my plan. All right. Okay, I twisted it. Did you see what I did? I should probably have those down because I didn't see what I was doing there. So let's just, come on. Yeah, I think it's actually good enough. So now we can just push these into here. So we had the red and we had the black. And these cables are a nice size. They're like stuck here. Great. So then we can just connect. The middle is the power. There's even a little hole for it. And this. You see the cute little holes there? Right? There. So we just plug the EC adapter in. But I will unplug it first so I don't have to get 12 volts in my fingers. Just to make sure. There. So now it's just to the side here. Somewhere. So come on. You're supposed to spin now. Maybe it is smarter. Because I plugged it onto the wrong one. So that's doesn't work. Yeah, I touched it. There. This is the right pins. So I select the pin that's not used for anything. So now we have kind of safely connected power even. Though we're going to solder this onto the board, so temporary solution. And I can feel the wind here, right? We could also put 2 fans. So we'll see now. Let's make some smoke, right? First of all, this is right next to the speaker. Is it audible? How high is the volume of the audio?
That's nice and quiet, really.
Is it? We could make a filter. I'm thinking we'll make a filter for it. Here we can see it. So precise, subtract, the same options. We don't want that in the middle of it, right? So maybe this actually took the fan noise a bit. But I thought it got through. Okay, let's... Can you see it when it hopped up there? When I click the mouse, all of this is like the mouse click. Whatever, it should be enabled now. See this now? And so do I sound like I'm in a jar now?
Yeah, We don't hear any fan now.
Yeah, good, good. So that's like if I want to have a fan when I'm streaming, it's nice to be able to still have okay audio quality when you're talking, and also have it actually work. So I don't know how this. Yeah, I can't feel anything here either. I feel it on the back. So hopefully this will work now. So let's try soldering now. So the mouse cord, that's supposed to be there. Let's continue with the project, right? So we have this. Where is it? Where is it? Over there. We have the board, and we have the instructions. And the next thing I think is kind of like hard to miss. I don't think we need the instruction more than the potentiometers, right? See which one's which. But the instructions should go like put the pins where there's pins on the board, and there's like 2 sets of pins. It's not complex, this, right? The only complex thing with this though is we have to keep it steady while soldering. Though these were kinda, they're not falling out. Thank you for that. These. It's not these that have a direction or anything. These were probably even less sturdy than the other ones. Yeah, I think we can just solder like this. This one might be dots on my desk, but I don't care. So let's just push a bit in the middle of them there with my old one. The new one is, I don't even know where I put it. I put it on the floor. Yeah, it can stay on the floor. I won't use it again. It was horrible. So maybe if you have a real big board and need help from something bigger. So I have pliers all over here. There. And this is the first time we use a new tip we just put in. And that's nice. Let's see. It's a bit of an odd shape. It's not what I'm used to. Let's just see if we can put solder on it. And in the same time test the fan. So I'm just trying to find the solder here. So actually let's I usually twist it like this to get it better. Come on. Whatever. That's enough for today, I think. There. So this will be fun to see. I haven't switched tips for 10 years maybe. So how will this be? Do you see it? Where it's going, the smoke? It's still going. So where is it? Do you see the smoke? It's going over there. It might go a bit on the side though. Yeah, so this isn't like...
It's working.
Yeah, it's working, at least part of it. So let's solder and not get more stuff than necessary. So it's definitely sucking it in, but it felt like it went on the side. Because there's like airflow on the back too, right? So it's not going exactly here, it's going on the side too. Which means it's in the air in the room. So that's probably why you would want to have something on the sides to like limit how air is sucked in. That's actually going through the filter and not just sucked through and into the airstream on the back. So let's solder these. And by the way, you might want to see where I am doing stuff, right? There. So let's start with these. And the tip is already a bit. Yeah, so I've heard people say that you should always put solder on your tip when you end. But what happened for us? It just went black, right? Maybe that's because it's leaded solder, right? They're talking modern stuff. Come on.
The camera is very good. We can see the board really well.
Good, good. That's good. So... Oops. If you were here a second ago, you would have seen that this did not happen. So now it's just heating up everything. I could put the solder on the tip and I had to wiggle the tip and mess around with it to make it melt. So this was nice. It just... So now this thing is a bit in the way. So let's actually turn it around. Because I want a bit of weight on there since... Yeah. Yeah, it's also going on the capacitors, but I think they're good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. It doesn't move with that on it, at least.
WeezyUI says, what temperature is your iron at?
350. So maybe we should lower it now when we have a new tip. I had 385 before, but after I changed a bit with the old tip, I changed it. So come on. Oh right, you can't see a thing now. So and I can't see that either. Come on, good. So I'm not used to a tip that has a flat edge, so I would have preferred to have another shape, really, but that's okay. So the speed of soldering now is much better. Someone said there in the YouTube chat. I don't see it now. Let's see. Right, it's on my screen. That's why. They said you have a lot of patience. I would be annoyed by now. So that's how it was before. That was also when I was testing the new thingy holder. So I was like having my arms in the air, not being able to lean on anything. So this was not the way it worked then. So it just melts.
Bangizmo says, so I guess this header is for the jumper to select the frequency band / decade on the function generator.
Yeah, exactly. So this one was the wave, and this one was the frequency. And then there are 3 potentiometers too. That's good enough. We don't have to cut those off. They're not that sharp anyway, right? So we have next our potentiometers. Oh, we could do the header first. So this is where we would get the signal, right? So let's see what it says here. Look, this one has actual text on it, right? So the other one, you know, we just tried that power supply with the Chinese text. We couldn't see what was plus and minus, and it was actually 5 outs. So, and these are bigger too. We can get a tiny bit bigger cables here, but let's see if we can still read the text. I'm assuming we can. So am I trying to say I don't need the glasses when I do? But I can't see on the screen with them, so yeah. So we don't need to hold this with anything, it's just, it's good. So I'm just holding the other end of the board a bit. So this is stuck there, it's perfect fit. That's it. So, remembering you. There. So, right to the angle of the tip. So I don't feel a perfect connection here. Can you see it's cooled off again?
Has such a good zoom on it.
Yeah, and this one actually, I bought this one on with a stand, so I had like 10 centimeter only of. Yeah, the tip is starting to get black. That's what I use this for. I need to get black, so now we should have better connection again. So I'm gonna melt this again. Come on. Let's move it this way. There. I don't care if it's a bit much. It'll fit in the box. Let's do it that way then. And at least the smoke doesn't go straight up. It does when I lift it this much though. When it's down here it goes into the fan. That's not smart. Put your fingers in the middle of it. They're soft though, it didn't hurt my fingies. So I'm going to angle it this way instead, so it's actually warming up that metal better.
Please don't chop your fingers off.
Well, I don't think the fan has that
They are
power
needed for
even.
soldering.
yeah, they are. So then we have quite a warm board with these connected to. Let's see, I got a bit much solder there on the first one, but it's not that important. So what do we have left? It's really only potentiometers, right, and the power connector. And we're currently using the power connector for the fan, so let's do that last. So we have two different values, I think. Let's compare, check it. So it says R2 adjustable resistance 50k, R7 50k, R800. So one is 100 and that is going to R8. So let's start with that. So I guess I should go microscope on this. I'm hurting my eyes with the glasses. It's not a nice feeling. Oh, it has a nice ohm character there. But what about value? There. So there. One zero. I guess 4 zeros, right? So the K in it for these 50k though. Yeah, there's a zero of course too there. So this is 100k, these are 50k. 50000 and 100000. So we could also see a bit of difference, right? I just imagined that. So the one with the 104 is the, double checking here, B104. It also says there 100k B8. So I don't want to put it in the wrong place. Let's actually put it so you can see it too there. So there you have the 100k is R8. And R8 is 278. So the one on this side should be the 8 there. So let's put this in. I can see how the leg is bent there. I'll just get something to push it with. So there. And it's stuck there now. We won't need anything to hold that. You can just find a good place to hold the board. There. So, and if I push down, I'm just pushing it tighter. So, there. What am I doing? Wrong corner. So, it's not even in the image, the microscope. So, I would usually bend these, but we didn't need to, so let's just solder a bit. This tip, yeah. I'm thinking I'm damaging it with that too, but maybe I should bend these because of the amount of solder. So I'm kind of thinking it will be better if I bend them. They will be tighter to the board, right? So let's do it. We don't have to fill it all up with solder, just there. It's kind of big holes too. Yeah, I don't know which was the worst of today's purchases. If it was the magnification glasses that were totally like bad. So it's not like I want a connection there, but just have it enough. Come on. Okay, we'll do that side. So and the other two are the same, right? So they're identical. And I'm like, is it really straight? But it must be straight. So it must be straight. It's not like it wasn't in the right spot. So I'm thinking if I put these in first and then that, I'll want to bend them manually. So there. seem to be in a nice spot, right? And I should probably bend them like that one, not just that little thingy. So
Hessigan says, where can I find clamps that have rubber on the end?
like this. This is just shrink tube, so I've just put shrink tube on them, like you would on a cable, right? On the wire. So sometimes it's kind of falls off, and then, but this has actually been here for years and years, so it's just very hard otherwise.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, but of course it's very nice. It's much softer for stuff you try and hold, and also the crocodile clamps. You mean if you have a tiny cable, a tiny wire you want to solder, it's not really got a good grip either. So it's nice. Just pluses. So this is all stable now, so it's even more stable than the other one since this is actually touching the table, right? So this is like feeling grey and black. I think maybe I should go with I do have a tiny bit, I think, of unleaded solder. I guess I'm just lazy. So now I'm like, what? Melted ones? What's wrong? So all of the others are just melted. So very nice. So I'm gonna check so these are not connecting. Let's see. Maybe I got too much solder on there. So we can also lower and raise the microscope as it's on an arm, but I'm just gonna check it like this. So as I'm holding it now, you can just check that everything looks good. It's just a bit burnt on the outside there, so it's no problem. It's okay. So let's just put some more solder on the other ones. Let's actually see if I can bend this one to a bit more, just for aesthetic sake, and check the angle. Now this one is still straight up. It has the support of the solder now. I just totally bent it all the way. I'll have to focus for you. So it's good that it's not automatic, or will unfocus if I just do this, you know. So I actually like that I have to do it manually. So this is the one I totally flattened it. That's okay. I didn't mean to push it really that much. So how long will it take for me to see what happens if I touch that with a soldering iron? So yeah, I think I ordered this a cleaning paste too, for cleaning your tip. But I don't know if I ordered it or just put it in my shopping basket on AliExpress. So so these are for the stability, you know.
How long will it be before I burn myself every time I solder?
Oh,
Translated
Have
from
you ever
Dutch.
burned yourself on the soldering iron? Has it happened? So I've never thought about burning myself, but things when I was like waving it around now.
Says, it was great being here. Gotta head off to rest.
Oh
Wow,
my god.
It's 2:42 a.m. here, haha.
That happens.
Take care.
Oops, oopsie.
Gizmo says,
Thank you very much for being
yes,
here. Welcome
almost every
back.
time we see.
Oh gosh, I don't think I have.
Breezy Y, good night. Sleep well.
Oh, good night, sweet dreams. Let's actually steal the power from the fan now, because we only have one thing left to solder, you know. There's only these holes left. We need the connector that we're using. We'll have to order one or something, right? So this is just connected with live power here now. So I'm gonna unplug the AC adapter. And there. So, and then we're gonna solder this to the board. So, right, there were holes in these. So we have to unhook them.
Breezy Y says, thanks everyone.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for having fun and keeping me company. So, let's see here. It's going that way, or it will be hard to connect something, right? And by the way, does it say the voltage it requires? Doesn't. So we know the connector fits both 9 and 12 so far.
New follower Pesicant. Less than 3.
Oh, thanks for the follow. So I'm thinking now, which is the best way to keep this on? Because I would have soldered lowest first, right? But now we have these soldered because we needed this for the fan. We don't have any fan now. So this will probably not reach, right? So I can just put like something underneath. But I don't know if a 9-volt battery is a thing to do. We have post-its. So post-its. Some more post-its. Like in the middle of that. So let's get some more of those. Yeah, it's still too high. Let's do half of that again. For my post-its. They'll never be the same again. So, there. We could bend these, right? We could just bend them. And they'll be there. Yeah. So, this one I will just bend a tiny bit because there's another point there. So, it is still a bit loose, as you can see. I didn't bend that one a lot. And I don't want to bend that one a lot. Yeah, we'll probably do the post-it way. So, post-its to the rescue. And then we keep the board itself stable with that. There. Nah. Put some weight on it here. That's good enough. So, now it's stable. So, no fan to solder it. I'm getting used to the luxury of not having smoke in my face. I'm just checking. I have messages in front of my face. So I'll have to make a call later. Come on. So since this is flat on the side now, It was just, yeah, it would have been, should have been that quick the first time too. So I'm sorry for not showing you. I think we'll take a bit more solder on the second one because it's a holder. So, breathing in some more nice light. So, well, it's definitely good enough. Right? So, I don't know if this is the most fun part, but I've never seen this kind of box with one of these cheap projects, really. So, it's really, really good, right? Though I can see that there are like lines here. So it's not like perfect, but they're not visible in my eyes. Is it scratches or something? Something in there. It looks like there's cracks, but I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, there might be cracks. Whatever, they're not really visible.
It's all labeled up too.
Yeah, it's all labeled up and everything. So just make sure I have the right direction here, and it should be. Oh, it's a really good fit too. So very nice. And then we have the jumpers here and the knobs. But before we close this, we need to put the IC actually in there because it's still here, right? So let's do that. It's still very warm, the board. So I think I will actually bend them a tiny bit like this. So there.
Haha, it probably won't work without the IC, I guess.
You think? It's probably better to put it there. Come on, come on. So, click. This is much nicer. The last one we did, where one of the components was wrong, it was like so high up, like this, just a lot of air under it. So I tried to push it further in, just went a bit to the side. It was really where it was supposed to be. So let's put it back in here. So there's a tiny square shape where this goes. And there's a hole for those. And then we have the nice text here. So. And there's no plastic here or here. So here I guess this is too high. So you see it's just lined to the top. So it's very nice anyway. Then we have out. So we're going to have to connect this to C. Let's just put it at the lowest here first. Lowest frequency. And this were nice jumpers with nice like flexible rubbery things. Let's do sine. I'm very curious about the output of this. Gosh, this was hard. So there, now it's in. I guess there might be some plastic in the jumper in the way. So let's put the screws on the back. So it was all in this little bag. It all fit in this little bag. I think so. Where would I have gotten it from otherwise? So I think there's 5 screws. So I guess we get a spare one. Alright, we need the screwdrivers again. I'm turning off the soldering iron. We can put it on again if we want to. I don't think that's good. Let's try this instead. Whatever. We don't need to have a perfect one, but it's easier. This is perfect. Yeah. So as this plastic was probably a bit cracked from freight, you know, probably. I guess I shouldn't put these in too hard. So it's hard to see that they're all the way in because of the clear plastic. So you can actually see when I put the plastic. And I can actually see them too. So, yeah. I'll just put the spare one in the box here. So, this is smart design. Put like a screw holder thingy there. We need a screwdriver more though, because we need to do these, right? This feels wrong. So let's look at those. So the only thing I would wish then is to have this instead be like banana connectors or something, right? But I guess this will work. And we need to put these on, of course. So if I'm doing this like over there, so let's try and use this angle like that. I guess it doesn't matter really. Nice. So we can and we can see what it does. This is like fine, so maybe they all should be like in the middle, right?
The knobs have to align perfectly. Ha ha.
They do. I didn't have to
Translated
think
from
about it.
Icelandic.
Right. So such a tiny thing. Let's see what it can give us, right? First of all, let's look at this. And what does it want in power? So nothing on that side.
9 to 12 volts, I think.
Yeah, 9 to 12. The more than 12, the waveform is unstable. So the 12 volt that we just used, I left it on the table because I kind of thought so, right? So it will work. The one we used for the fan. I still haven't connected any cables, so I probably should just keep the screwdrivers out.
I am crossing my fingers for good luck.
Thank you. It'll probably just work, so... But we need more power. We need this one to have power. And I don't know... 9. So let's actually do... I'll get it easier that way. We could just do this too, right? It's not like it was far away. So, let's see. I set to 9. I have to get some power from the floor. Oh gosh. I can't see my screens with these. I can only see tiny things. That are close. That are too close. Oh, right. Yeah. So... probably like that. There. Nice, it fit the first one. And then this one. Following the cable, where does it lead? Over there. So maybe that's what we want to have the microscope doing. And also we can move the microscope like in front of her and really zoom into stuff. So let's just do that so you can see what you can do. This is like... Alright, we're just getting the reflection. But we can really look closely at stuff if we want to. There. I think now when I move that I can go even closer. It's like 10 centimeter. This is the maximum that we can get focus on. There. So if you need to get even closer to stuff, we can. Or you can look at the box, the other thingy came in. So we need cables from there to there. And, right, we can use these. So let's plug this one in here. And this one in here. And maybe we'll grab these tiny ones that we had, right? Though I know they won't get nice in there. But I don't want to screw on these, so it doesn't have to stay forever. Just for a bit. Ground. Zoom. Whatever is it? Yeah. So then we have square and sine here. Yeah, I was going to raise this up high. I wasn't going to remove it fully. So let's get an image again. Is this the right direction? Ah, was it? There. Focus. So over here is the focus, right? So we can see here we have ground, right? And then we have square and scene 3. Okay, so the square, it has to separate, and then we set between these two for this one. Then I get it. Because when I only saw the plastic, it looked like it was 4 different, right? So let's put it on the one we can test the different ones on, right? So it could probably just be there like this, but let's, yeah, that wasn't good. These cables are too thin for these screws, really. Yeah. Oh, should do something like this. So there. We have the one we can switch for this. Yeah, I kind of thought so. So this is what it's supposed to look like. And someone in chat mentioned they had recently built this, so oh gosh, I have even more bags. Yeah, they're all the same, I guess. I should put them all in that box.
Oh, cool, an oscilloscope.
Yeah, I have a big one though, but I don't dare to use it because I don't have any ground in the house. So I need to fix ground. I don't want to break it or like do something bad. Who? So this one has settings. Oh my. Let's move this a bit. Maybe I can see the settings. Maybe we should do this, so we don't get a reflection. So here we can select ground AC/DC. It's not easy to move it though. So there, and the second one is volts. 0.1 volts. There's going crazy. We have like some kind of wave action there. Then we have 5 times, 2 times, 1 times. Oh gosh. Now it's on 1 time. It's not very nice, is it? So we got some fun things. This is a meter, USB meter. We have, this is a 2.8 inch touch screen for doing like an ESP project. Here's an ESP with a screen, 2.8 inch touch. We have a, well, this is a little camera called E9. We got a few antennas for other ESPs. Oh yeah, that's not, I opened one of them. This is the one that's not open. Let's get this one. So this is like a USB with a Raspberry Pi chip. So let's put it here instead. The colors are kind of cool here. So we have simpler things with the USB that we used to do like a reverse shell and stuff.
Board.
Yeah. Let's get my others. So these are Digisparks. And they look like this. They're tinier. And they don't have much memory. You know, you can't do very much. You can, like, you say, tell it to be a keyboard, and this one has a rev shell to my Kali VM on it. And another one has a Rickroll on it. So, you can't do a lot. There's not a lot of space in those, right? And the processor is a tiny thing. I think it's... well, I think it's probably saying on the box, a tiny 85.
So the tiny 85 are very small.
Yeah, they're kind of small, right? That's the shape. And this is so much cooler. Imagine what we can do with this one.
Very good.
This will be cool to play with. I just saw it there when I was scrolling around in AliExpress, and it wasn't extremely expensive. I think it was, I don't remember, maybe $5 or something. So then I have to play with it, but not now. But I'm kind of thinking I have to go and make sure my...
2041.
That sounds familiar. But we can look at the bag, right? There's text on the bag. So yeah. RP2040. So it's very tiny too, right? But you can see 4 meg here too. So tiny is very, very different things. Or different. Yeah.
Great. Very powerful.
So compared to the Digispark, it's like supercomputer
Well
in here.
supported with software too.
Yeah, so I haven't actually looked at anything yet. So I don't know what we'll do with it. But if you have suggestions, there's a Discord, by the way. So my keyboard is all under the screens over here. So let's see if we can do exclamation. Nah, I'm not even in the right place in time. There. Discord. There. You're quicker than me. So hop into the Discord and chat, and we can think of projects and stuff. And it'll be kind of fun to see if this actually works later too. And maybe we should have tested it before I put the box on, right? So we could check out if stuff actually happens. Yeah. So I did plug the power in, didn't I? I might be a bit tired. Yeah. So I said I won't do Advent of Cyber today because I'm so tired. My brain is too tired. I'm very tired. Let's just build Legos. And I build Legos. Well, we did the unboxing and then we did this thing, right? So now I don't even know if I did plug in power here. I don't think so.
Pixarbot says.
Tip of 6,9 sec for Mr. Waveform. Thanks so much. Less than 3.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's a new thingy. What did the bot say now? I don't understand. I guess it's the... I added that for Undetox before. Thank you. Yeah. So I've been not working because I had shoulder inflammation, and today was the first day, so I was tired, very tired. But I thought I'll still do the unboxing thing, right? And things and stuff and play with things. So let's actually...
Gizmo says. You have Lego?
This is Lego. For adults. Soldering stuff. That's what I called it. My Legos. I don't have any actual Legos. Well, my kids do, I think. Let's see.
Oh haha, I see.
So I don't have any real Legos. Sorry. I'm looking for the power supply cord. So did I not plug it in, or did I plug it in? I must have not plugged it in. So it is here. I almost plugged it in, or I did. I'll have to go back and check. But possibly we'll actually get a signal now. Right, so I noticed something different. There's like not just static on this. So possibly there's actually stuff here now. We're getting a very clear square wave suddenly. What, people? No, I'm not tired. Who thought that I was tired?
Yeah, square wave.
Yeah, I put it in the square wave now to try and check. That's good, right? So let's see if we can make it tinier. Was this it? No? I don't know what that one does really. Let's see what the text is. Oh, that was the multiplication. Okay. And then we have this one. There. So that's the one I should have moved. So, but there's possibly also like some software setting for that here. Just plug the power in next time. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a tiny bit embarrassing. It's not a pretty square wave, but it's square. Kinda.
Power always helps Kappa.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm like, what are these? What am I changing there?
Can you change the coupling?
Plus,
Top
minus.
switch on scope.
Do you mean this one? I did change this one. It looks like this versus this. So this is the AC. The other one was DC. And the ground is this. So let's look. This is the OK button. But I'm looking at I'm clicking select and like plus and minus and seeing if now we're back here. Here we can do
Yes, very good.
plus and minus. It's just this, right? So I already adjusted this to what I thought was good there. We can do this too to see it like clear, but I kind of like seeing several of them, right? So let's see. This is just let's see. Norm thing. This is only what it holds. It's connected to the hold. And I click the OK button to get it started. I can click hold again. Then we can click select. Oh, I clicked restart again by mistake. Sorry. So it's on the bottom of the line, and then this reset button just there. A bit annoying. So this was what I was going to. We hop over to this one, and if we do plus and minus here, it's just which one we will hold on.
Starts up quick though.
Yeah. So let's do this one again. What is actually selected now with blue? I think it's this line here that we can move it if we want to. Yeah, you see we move the middle there. Tiny bits. So, I don't know where it was. So if we click this again, select whatever next thing is. And click plus and minus. Now I don't see anything blue.
That's a lot of features.
Yeah, for something this simple, build yourself project. It's very simple. I mean, it's advanced for being so simple. I want to use my real oscilloscope, really. Let's see if I can get it out of the drawer. So, the only reason I haven't used this yet, and it's very depressing, I don't have any ground. And this thing, this is ground, all of these are ground, you know, they're connected to actual ground in your power line. And I don't have any ground, and it says like on a big sticker, don't use it without ground, you know. So I'm thinking I'll get. I just started thinking about. I've been thinking about doing my radiator and just winding some cable on there, and this is ground, right?
No ground, frown.
Yeah, and I could do that by my last AliExpress order here. So, this thing. It just does this. Just gives me the ground. So I can plug stuff in here to get ground. And if I plug that in just by on the floor here, and I have, of course, all my cables are grounded, you know, of course. You know, they're all three. So if I were to do that, and you couldn't see what I mean here. So this thing, so you just plug in your banana here and connect it to the radiator. Only the radiator might not be very grounded. I'll have to check. So I'm going to measure, like, beep from my radiator down to where my water comes into the house and make sure that there's a connection, right? Check the resistance between there. And it shouldn't be much, really. It should be, like, okay. So I don't think... It's like a normal thing in Sweden to do that. But I was, like, asking around a bit, and people were... and Googled a bit, and people saying, like, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that. Oh, maybe you have plastic pipes. Yeah. Maybe you'll electrocute the whole family, someone else or someone. I'm like, yeah. So, it's not like I'm gonna, like, ask someone to fix all the wires in the house to get ground in 2 seconds. So, I wanna use the oscilloscope. I wanna play with these things. We got these nice probes and everything here. Right? So, there. But we got some other playthings too, recently. We got this.
Best not to risk damaging your nice scope though.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of money, so I don't want to risk it without having anything, you know. But if I have something that I kinda trust, then it's... But I could also make a hole, because behind my wall over there is like the fuse box of the house, and it has ground. So we'll see which way I go. Though I'm not allowed to technically connect to it, as I'm not, like, certified electrician. Then I might... Yeah, so my dad used to, in our country house, he, like, did all the electricity, then someone was there to check it quickly. That's how he did it, like, you know. So you can always mess with stuff. So, we'll see. Anyway, do you have anyone... Is there anyone good online? Yeah. So you don't want to be like, oh, my insurance didn't work because we messed with electricity.
Otherwise, the results could be shocking. Kappa.
Yeah, but I trust my knowledge, so that's not the problem. It's mostly like, if something would happen, even if it wasn't your thing that did it, they might think like, oh, you messed with your electricity, so it's the insurance doesn't work, you know. Oops. Yeah, so I'm checking for people to raid. Let's see. The microscope is kinda in the way. Well, I think I can see. So we've been doing electronics. Let's
I'm going
see
to go
here.
make some dinner. Thank you for the fun stream.
Thank you very much for being here. You can stay for the raid, at least if you want. So let's just see what this dude's doing. I want to raid someone that's kind of on the same theme as I am. I didn't see any sub-security people online, so I do see Sid's on those. Let's go raid Sid. Let's see here if I can copy his name. I think it's easier than typing it all. I'll have to type anyway. I'll have to type raid, right? So raid. There. So it's all falling all over the place. Yeah, so we got this working at least. We could quickly just, while the raid is going, right? Let's check the other one. So there we have the sinus. And so if I unplug this one now. This is supposed to be triangular. This is supposed to be sinus. Oh, it's slightly. Okay, so this is triangle and that's sinus. Yeah, okay, slightly more smooth. So thank you everybody for being here. Keep me company while I'm messing around. Oh yeah, you think it's we haven't actually messed with the settings, but here we can do stuff, right? So we can change things now when it works. Cool, eh? They work.
Brilliant.
So let's try the triangular. If we stretch this out and we pop the triangular and we're going to the raid. There, I saw a triangular one.